What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Simple Minds, and we're returning to Life in a Day, 1979, and the next track is Chelsea Girl. Now, I made a mistake when I listened to a Joni Mitchell tune, and I just automatically assumed when she was referencing Chelsea that it must refer to the district in West London. I don't know if district is technically the right term, but it in fact related to Chelsea Village in New York City. So I'm not going to make any assumptions here, but again, if Simple Minds is indeed a band from the UK, then my inclination is to think we're talking about a, let's say, wealthier or more affluent woman from West London. Obviously, I could be wrong. It could be a girl named Chelsea for that matter. Nevertheless, I'm thinking of a specific person, and perhaps her characteristics will be relative to where she's from. Of course, people oftentimes are the opposite of what you would expect. Just being from a place doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have the stereotypical characteristics associated with it. Nevertheless, I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Chelsea Girl by Simple Minds from their 1979 album, Life in a Day. Very Baroque. Almost like music box.
And now the sound of time is passing fast, it's getting late. Don't know if I can take much more. When you talk, I often wondered if I heard the word somewhere, someplace before. I got so nervous when I called and found that lately you had gone and changed your name. But I've got something on my mind, I want you here, I want you now. You'd better explain. Is it true you're running right now? Is it true they're calling you the Chelsea girl? Is it true you're running right now? Is it true they're calling you the Chelsea girl?
Is it true they're calling you the Chelsea Girl?
But you don't mind, cause lately things are all the same. And to stranger people always seem to know your face, but just don't know your name. Well, I don't care, there's no one there that even turn around and say get out of this place. Last night I saw a shooting star, and morning comes, she hides away. A real disgrace. Is it true you're running right now? Is it true they're calling you the Chelsea girl?
No.
Is it true you're running right now? Is it true they're calling you the Chelsea girl? want you here now, Chelsea girl. Is it true you're rolling round? You got me caught up in a Chelsea girl. I want you here now, Chelsea girl. Is it true you're rolling round? You got me caught up in a Chelsea girl. I want you here now, Chelsea girl.
I like that organ a lot. So I'll try to start with the lyrics. It sounds like he is singularly focused on this woman, but they're not in immediate contact. Maybe he knew her before, but now he's in a different place, or maybe she's moved on to somewhere else. And indeed, asking the question, like, is it true you're running around? Now, running around could literally be going to different places and doing different things, being very busy, but it could also be going around and having different partners and no longer being monogamous with the narrator. It feels like maybe that's what is happening. But then saying, is it also true that they're calling you the Chelsea girl, that maybe she left their hometown and is now in a much more fashionable and affluent place and doing things, running around with others that are perhaps more interesting to her than the narrator, who maybe used to be a connection. So it sounds like he's still caught up on her. He's still in a whirl, so he's still, mesmerized by or otherwise unable to shake the thought or feeling of this girl, and he does seemingly still want her, still want to be with her. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's like a bit of a class element here, if it really is geographical, if it's not even necessarily that she's in Chelsea, but that she's behaving like a West End girl, shall we say. So yeah, not quite sure, but again, it sounds like he's not aware of what's currently going on with her, so there's some sort of separation and difference from what she used to be before, either specifically with the narrator or socioeconomically, geographically, maybe all of those things. I love the sonics. They do have a touch of a Roxy Music feel, not as much as the previous tune on the album, but a little bit of that glam rock meets late 70s rock feel. Also, there was a tiny bit of a Beatles flavor in there. I don't know if people will hear that, but it felt like a little bit of a Beatles sound to me. I really did love that organ, that guitar rapid flourish and solo. Love that section in particular. Love the slow burn syncopated rhythm. Like, it didn't have the typical, snare on every other beat type of feel. It was like an every eighth beat, I think it was. So definitely an alternative and atypical drum rhythm or percussion rhythm in the track. So yeah, it does feel like a more experimental album, and again, very different from a couple albums they would make not too long after this. So just loving the stylistic diversity of this group from 79 to 86 as I've heard it so far. And there's still an early album after this that I haven't heard previously either, so we'll get to that after this. Shout out to Philip again for the entire catalog, as well as Han Solo, who shared the earliest stuff I went through from the group. So let me know what you think of this cool tune. I will see you next time. Peace.